What is LAP-TEQ Webdisplay? You might be familiar with the LAP-TEQ Plus remote inclinometer system. Well, LAP-TEQ Webdisplay is an interface from all LAP-TEQ sensors to a web browser. LAP-TEQ sensor data can be viewed in any web browser on any computer. No additional software is needed. Of course, you can also use the web browser on your smartphone. Okay, how does it work? LAP-TEQ Webdisplay is a little device. It has 3 XLR inputs for LAP-TEQ sensors. LAP-TEQ sensors can be the LAP-TEQ Plus inclinometer sensor with green crosshair laser, or you can use LAP-TEQ elevation for measuring loudspeaker trim height, or you can use LAP-TEQ THS for gathering atmospheric data like temperature and humidity. Also, it is possible to connect LAP-TEQ load for measuring loudspeaker weights or motor loads. LAP-TEQ Webdisplay has a 100 Mbit network port. The measured values are translated to HTTP, which is the protocol of the World Wide Web. LAP-TEQ Webdisplay is a standalone unit with 3 inputs and integrated power supply. Also, LAP-TEQ Webdisplay is available as an optional plug-in board for the LAP-TEQ Motion Rigging remote control. This adds network functionality to the 3 sensor inputs of LAP-TEQ Motion. Each LAP-TEQ Webdisplay has an IP address. Like other devices on the network, it can be accessed from your web browser. Of course, you can have multiple LAP-TEQ Webdisplay units on the network. For example, one for PA left, one for PA right, and one for your delay loudspeakers. All LAP-TEQ data shows up in one browser window. Or, if you add a Wi-Fi access point to your network, the LAP-TEQ data will also show up on your phone. Connecting to LAP-TEQ Webdisplay is very easy. Simply open your web browser and enter the IP address of one of the LAP-TEQ Webdisplay units. After a few seconds, the user interface will load. To start a sensor input, click on the sensor button. Click again to stop. Double-click on the sensor button if you want to start a THS sensor that is daisy-chained to an inclinometer sensor. Click on the rocket icon to start all sensors. Click on the stop sign to stop all sensors. Click on the cloud and sun icon to start only THS sensors. You can change the input labels and the network configuration by clicking on the setup icon. A value displayed in green color is a side angle or frame angle. Also in green you will find elevation values. A blue value is atmospheric data from a THS sensor, temperature, humidity, and speed of sound. Yellow numbers are values from LAP-TEQ load and load measuring shekels. LAP-TEQ Webdisplay allows you to easily control and monitor multiple LAP-TEQ sensors in a distributed setup. For example, a center stage scenario with 6 line arrays. We have one LAP-TEQ Plus inclinometer sensor mounted on every array. Additionally, we are measuring the truss elevation, motor loads, and atmospheric data at the loudspeaker position and at front of house position. Here's another example, a classic left-right PA with flown subs and a side PA. We are using one LAP-TEQ Webdisplay unit per side to gather side angles for main hang and side hangs. Also, we are using a THS sensor to measure atmospheric data at the loudspeaker position. A third LAP-TEQ Webdisplay is used to collect data at front of house, from a THS sensor and side angle and weight of a delay system. LAP-TEQ sensors and LAP-TEQ Webdisplay can also be useful in other departments than audio. Here is an example of a video truss or lighting truss. LAP-TEQ load sensor and 4 load measuring shekels are used to measure the load of the chain hoists. 2 LAP-TEQ elevation sensors are used to measure the trim height, stage left and stage right. If you would like to find out more about LAP-TEQ Webdisplay, simply send an email to sales@texas.de. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.